Yep. Once again, very good morning and thanks for joining. Uh, I think yesterday we have over the evening we have the session took by Sai and he explained how to create the free trail subscription. Okay. Any questions on that part? Anyone? So to just overview. Okay. So we are going to use portal.azure.com, but this is the customized URL. Okay. Please. Sometimes you may see different URL also. Okay, for example, when I was working for the Nike, you know that Nike is a top brand in one of the top brand in shoes, all that items. Okay, so Nike, okay, dot portal dot azure.com. So they customized the portal URL. Okay, they customize the portal URL. So in case if you get a chance to work with the Azure, okay, and don't think that okay simply portal.azure.com in the real world also maybe some time they may customize this URL as well, but majority of the time you will see portal.azure.com. Okay, so basically when you open portal.azure.com you need to log in. You need to log in first. So when you are trying to log in, it will allow three kind of emails. One is okay, four kind of emails. One is Outlook email, okay, outlook.com. One is hotmail.com, okay. One is Skype account, okay, Skype account, and one more is your official email. Your whenever you got a chance to work on any organization, right? Whatever the organization you are working, they will provide you the email address, right? For example, subbu.@infosys.com, subbu.@tcs.com. Okay, so your official email is also acceptable. Either it can be outlook.com or hotmail.com or Skype account or your official email, it will allow to connect to the portal. So once you connect to the portal using any one of this email address, okay, any one of this email address, see what is the major difference you will notice when you go for AWS, when you go for Azure. Only one thing, sir. If you especially go for AWS, okay, nothing. Once you log into the portal, here also you need to create the you need to use any email here. There is nothing called you need to use the Hotmail or Outlook. Okay, you can use using Gmail also. You can it is acceptable. But when you specially go for Azure, you need to use only this kind of four official emails. One is outlook.com, hotmail.com, Skype account, and one more is your official email. The people who are already working, go and check. You can log into the portal. You can log into the portal. So once you log into the portal, okay, once you log into the portal, can I do anything here? Means no. No. Okay. In Azure, the first thing is subscription. This is the hierarchical level pattern deployment. But when you go to the AWS, nothing. There is nothing called subscription. There is nothing called resource group. You can directly go and log into the portal and you can start deploying your resources. You can start deploying resources in terms of when you go for AWS, not GCP also. GCP, you need to create the project. Once you create the project, you can do whatever deployment you want. But in 1 second, what is that? 633 588. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. What is that error message? Okay, it's okay. So once you log into the AWS account, okay, so we can directly go and use our services, whatever services Azure is accepting. Sorry, AWS is accepting. I can use that account. But in terms of Azure, there is a hierarchical level pattern. You must also 1 second, sir. Let me log into this. Okay, to compare so that easily to can understand 915. What is the problem? Yes, different account. Okay, I think I not changed any. Okay, come on, yeah, different account. Last chance. Let me look once again. 84674. Your authentication information is incorrect. Please try again. Hmm, not sure. Okay, I will check later. Okay, but when you specially go for Azure, you need to specially work with the hierarchical level pattern. So anyhow, we are looking in the traditionally into this next 30 days. We are sitting on the cloud services. You will understand slowly one by one. But when you go to the real world, that is what you need to understand. So first thing, once you got selected, any company, any organization, in case if they are telling we are going to use the cloud, we are having the cloud services. The first thing is, so once you connect to the portal, okay, once you connect to the portal, click on the subscription, sir, the real world. Okay, you will see, you won't see the free trail subscription. This is our free trail subscription. You won't see the free trail subscription. Here you will see the different subscriptions like Visual Studio subscription, enterprise subscription, okay, dev and prod subscription. Okay, so you will see multiple subscriptions in here. You will see multiple subscription in real world. So what are the subscriptions? Mostly you will see Visual Studio subscription, enterprise subscription, dev and test subscription, or prod subscription. Okay, you will see different types of subscriptions here. So first thing, how many subscriptions when I logged in? That is what you need to double check one. Then you will ask, what is subscription, Subbu? See, subscription is like a container. Is like a container. You can do many things under this subscription. Basically, what is the many things, Subbu, means whenever whatever the services Microsoft is offering, whatever the services Microsoft is offering, so you can deploy all these services. If you wanted to deploy, if you wanted to access, if you wanted to work with this services, you must and should require the subscription. Without subscription, you can't touch these services, especially in terms of Azure. When you especially go for Azure, without the subscription, you can't touch anything on the services. So mandatory, you need the subscription. Mandatory, you need the subscription. Subscription is the first hierarchy in the top level hierarchy. So subscription is a container. Is a container which is holding all the services, whatever the services you are going to deploy. It can be Azure SQL database, it can be ADF, it can be storage account, it can be VM, it can be Databricks, it can be Postgres, it can be MySQL, it can be machine level language, it can be artificial intelligence, it can be IoT applications, any applications, whatever you are doing, under sounds of subscription only, you are going to go and deploy it. So first thing, subscription is the container for your resources. And without subscription, you can't touch any services. Any services, I mean to say, nothing. You can't do anything on the Azure portal without you create the subscription. So we are having different types of subscriptions, like a free trial subscription for students' purpose, especially who are practicing, enterprise subscription, the Visual Studio subscription, Office 365 subscription, dev and test subscription, so retail subscription, partner subscriptions. So they will create different type of subscriptions. Who will Azure infrastructure people? We will call like we are a SQL Server database administrators. Like in the real world, there will be Azure infrastructure team. They will create the subscription who is going to handle. Okay, so we are having different types of subscription. So under the subscription, you are going to deploy the resources. These are all technically we'll call it as a services, or this you can call it as a resources. So subscription is a container while you are deploying the services. It's a container. Not only container, okay, it can do many things, sir. It can do many things. See, before I simply go and start deploying the VM, it will save my time. But if you wanted to become strong in, especially in Azure, you need to know the hierarchical level pattern. So whenever you open any subscription, it can be any subscription, sir. When you open the subscription, okay, so it is a billing boundary. So you can restrict the budget. So under this subscription, I wanted to set one budget. Okay, it should not exceed that budget. It is a billing boundary. It is a payment also. See, I can do the different payment types using this subscription. See, for production, I can go for different payment type. For dev and test, I can go for different payment type. For Visual Studio, for Outlook 365, I can go for different payment type. So you can set the budget. You can go for different payment. So cost analysis. This is also something as a DBA. Will I do the anything called cost analysis, Subhamis? May or may not, you will get a chance. Maybe also you may get a chance. You should do the cost analysis. How much cost? How much? What is the cost of our services in terms of cloud? Not in on-prem. They won't ask anything about on-prem, but especially they will ask in on cloud. Especially they will ask you on the cloud. So what are the services we deploy, right? What is the cost for that? How much cost we are paying for dev and test servers? How much cost we are paying for the production services? So if you get a chance for the cost analysis, that time these are all very very important. Usually you won't get this chance, but you may also get a chance. Usually you won't get a chance, but you may also get a chance. So subscription is a container for the resources. Subscription is the billing boundary. Each subscription can maintain the different payment types. It's a billing boundary. Each subscription can maintain the different payment types. Okay. One more thing is here. One more is you can control the access from the subscription. So whenever you open any services, when you open any services in Azure, okay, there is a feature called IAM, Identity Access Management. Okay, you can control from the subscription level. Under this subscription, whatever the resources you are going to deploy, for that resources, what access I wanted to grant you. So apart from SQL, I'm not talking anything about SQL. Okay, but under this subscription, what access I can provide. So I can control the access management from the subscription. From the subscription, I can control the access management. It is a billing boundary. It is a container. I can maintain different payment types. And I can monitor the cost from the subscription. I can monitor the cost from the subscription. Along with, whenever you are going to create the subscription, every subscription there is a subscription ID. Okay. So when you are working with the portal, it's okay, sir. Fine. I'm happy because I can select the sounds of subscription. I can deploy my resources. But when you are working with the command line, okay, for example, you are using Terraform, you are using PowerShell, you are using shell scripting. Okay. So you are using shell scripting, you are using Terraform, you are using a command line. Okay. That time you can't use the subscription name while you are deploying the services. You must and should use the subscription ID only. So if you are specially working with the command line, you should not use, you can't use, you should not forget, you can't use subscription name. You must and should go for the subscription ID only. So please make a note on, in case you get a chance in the real world to deploy any services on top of Azure using PowerShell or Terraform or PySpark, anything, sir. When you are using any command line, you should not use the subscription name. You must and should go for the subscription ID only. So on so subscription, I am going to deploy the service. This is very very important. Make a note on. So subscription is doing many things for us. Subscription is doing many things for us. So subscription is the container for all the resources. Without subscription, you can't access any services which is offering by Azure, nothing but Microsoft. Okay, it is a billing boundary which maintain different payment types, and it is access management as well. This can maintain the access as well. Along with it contains the subscription ID. When you are using specially command line to deploy the services, you must and should use the subscription ID. You can't use the subscription name. Got it, everyone? No? Yes? I think we not yet deployed anything here. Okay, so once you deploy any services, you will see the cost here. Okay, you can see with the service name, you can see with the location, you can see with the resource group. Okay, I will talk about resource group also. Okay, currently we not yet started anything, right? That's the reason we are not getting anything. Okay, so especially this technical will call it as a donut graphs. So what you will call donut graphs. Okay.
అది బాటిల్ లేచినది బజార్ నుంచి వస్తా తొక్కరా
Okay, so especially this will call as a donut graphs. So this is how it looks like. Okay, this is how it looks like, and you can measure with the service name, you can measure with the location, you can measure with the resource group. Usually we won't get a chance, but maybe I'm not saying that. So maybe you may also get a chance to work with the cost analysis, especially in terms of cloud. uh, So this is the top hierarchy. Majority of the people will mainly focus on the subscription. But there is one more hierarchy on top of subscription. But usually we won't use that one. Usually we won't use that one. But again, maybe just I'm passing the information. You can. No one knows majority of the stuff, but I'm just passing this information. On top of subscription, there is one more hierarchy in Microsoft, especially, but it is a hidden hierarchy. Entra ID. If I go for Entra ID, okay, go to the manage, go to the properties. There is option called management. There is a option called management. Okay, there is a concept called managed groups. Okay, there is a concept called management groups. So this is one more hierarchy on top of your subscription. There is one more hierarchy, but usually we won't go for management groups. Like for example, take Hanu. Hanu is the one of the biggest partner for Microsoft. Means Hanu will go to the Microsoft and he will purchase lot of subscriptions. Okay, now to manage those many subscriptions, they will keep one more hierarchy on top of subscription, that is nothing but management groups. Under that management groups, so you will keep the subscriptions. You will keep the subscriptions. Usually we won't go under management groups, all that stuff, but usually subscription is very, very important. Just I'm adding the point. If someone asking, is there any hierarchy on top of the subscription, means yes, there is one more hierarchy, that is nothing but managed groups, management groups. Under management groups, there is a subscription. Under subscription, there is a resource group. Resource group. So once you create the subscription, is our job is done? No. You must and should create the resource group. Resource group is nothing but like a region, sir. See, for example, I wanted to deploy my SQL related stuff. Okay, I can't go and simply deploy my resources under the subscription. No, it won't allow. First, any service, whatever you are going to deploy, for example, if I decide to deploy the VM, okay, as part of today demo. Now see, first it is asking subscription. Next, it will ask the resource group. Under which resource group you are going to deploy the resources. So this is the 3-layer hierarchy pattern. One is a management group. Under the management group, there is a subscription. Under the subscription, there is a resource group. Under the resource group only your resources are deploying. So resource group is also like a container. Resource group is also like a container where it is managing the services. You are going to keep the services. But why Subbu these many means easy hierarchical level patterns. Whenever we see the subscription, we easy know, okay, this is our production subscription, or this is our test and dev subscription, or this is our Visual Studio subscription, this is our Office 365 subscription. Okay, and whenever you see the resource group, okay, this is our, you can distribute the resources easily by the resource group. So for example, you are having 5 applications. One is a sales application, one is customer application, one is account application, one is customer application, one is department application, one is info application. So you are having 5 applications. So all 5 are production applications. So you will create one production subscription. Under that, you will create 5 resource groups. So one is for sales, one is for account, one is for department, one is for info, one is for customer. So under so and so resource group, you will deploy the respective resources. So whenever you go to the resource group, you can easily find, okay, these resources are belong to so and so application. So that application is owner is this one. So easily you can segregate. Okay, it's not like a AWS or Google Cloud. Simply you'll go and deploy, and to get the information, little challenges. But here Microsoft is segregating a lot, easily to understand. So resource group is also like a container which is working under the subscription. Okay, and it is like a region boundary. See, means if you wanted to deploy the service, the problem here is region. Which region you wanted to deploy? So it is not like on-prem, right? Sitting at one location. Cloud is globally we are having the services. So under which region you are going to deploy? Under which region you are going to deploy? That is very, very important. Under which region you want to deploy? See, these many regions we are having, like US, West US, Australia, North Europe, West Europe, UK South, South Africa, Central India, East Asia, Japan, Korea, Canada, France, Qatar. So like this, you are having multiple regions. You are having multiple regions. You can deploy your resources any one of the region. Any region you can deploy. Who will tell? Your apps team will tell, I need to deploy so and so region. So when you are going to create a resource group, first you need to create the subscription. So subscription will be created by the infrastructure, and resource group will also created by the infrastructure team. Now, when you are going to create any databases, all the stuff, you will select under this subscription, under this resource group, let's deploy my SQL database. So resource group is nothing but a container of the resources which are placing under one region. Okay. So whenever you create the resource group, region will also select by default. But you can change the resources different regions, but don't change it, sir. I will show you. So under subscription, resource group is also one container. Under subscription, resource group is also one container. Got it? Once you create the subscription, resource group is also very, very important. Next thing. So once you log into the portal, by default, Microsoft will create the one Active Directory. So earlier, this we'll call it as a Azure Active Directory. Now Microsoft renamed this as a Azure Entra ID. Azure Entra ID. 1 second, sir. Okay. Now, once you log into the portal, by default, you will get one directory. Earlier, we used to call as a Azure Active Directory. Now it has been renamed. 1.5 years ago, it has been renamed. Now we are calling as a Microsoft Entra ID. But it is like Active Directory only, sir. You can create the users, groups, policies, much more stuff you can do. like same on-prem you are doing, right? So here also cloud also you can do much more stuff. Okay. Now for every authentication, so he is going to create a tenant ID. This is your default tenant ID. This is your default tenant ID, and this is your active directory. Okay. Under this directory, see under this tenant, you are going to create the subscription. Under that tenant, you are going to create, see, try to understand the logics. Very, very important. Under this tenant means under this directory, you are going to create the subscription. If I grant the permission to this tenant, you can access all the subscriptions. You can access all the resource groups. Okay, based on restrictions, based on the access part, whatever. We'll talk it later, sir. I will take a separate session on that part. Azure Enter ID session, one session. Usually we don't know, we don't need, but no, I will take one separate session so that you will become strong in the Azure Enter ID also. Okay, so this is a tenant. So this is the tenant. Okay, please make a note on how I can see see by default you are having one tenant. Okay, now when I go here, okay, when you click here, come on here. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Come on, I'm not able to see. Yeah, see, when I click here, you will see switch directory. So whenever you log into the office, again, sir, this is real world. Again, I'm not talking about our local practice. Think in real world. You got a chance to work on the so-and-so project. That project is using AWS. Sorry, come on, Azure. Okay. Now, once you will use your credential, your Outlook email and your password, and you will log into the portal. So once you log into the portal, first thing what I need to do is you need to first click on the switch directory. Okay, click there and click on switch directory. Now you will see only the default directory. Means you are having only one tenant. You are having only one tenant. Okay, one tenant. Means what under this tenant, what are all the subscriptions, what are all the resources are there, you can access it based on it. They will grant the permissions. Okay, again they will restrict also, but under this tenant you can access the subscriptions. The problem here is, imagine when I was working in the last organization, I'm having different clients like 40 plus clients I used to support, like Domino's Pizza, Pizza Express, uh, mm, Triumph, Bike Ride, Nexus, Cloth. Okay, I used to work this kind of clients. So 30 to 40 clients I used to support. So some of the clients, okay, they provided their email address like subbu at the rate of dominospizza.com. Okay, subbu at the rate of pizzaexpress.com, subbu at the rate of nexus.com. Some of the organization, they won't provide their email address. We can use our official email address. Like I used to work for, imagine I used to work for Infosys. Subbu at the rate of infosys.com is my official email address. So they will grant the permission to my official email only. They will grant the permission to my official email only. Now, when I go to the switch directory, I connected using my Infosys account. I connected using my Infosys account. When I click on switch directory, I can see Domino's Pizza, Pizza Express, okay, Nexus. I can see Triumph. Okay, means they are not providing their email address. They are granting their tenant. They granted permission to their tenant, so I can access directly. Now, what you need to do, being you are having only one directory, you are connected to that only. But if you are having multiple, it will prompt you to switch. It will prompt you to switch. Okay. For example, you got a ticket for Domino's Pizza. So one of the Domino's Pizza went down, server went down. Now you need to connect to the portal to start the server or something you want to. Now what you need to do, you need to connect to the portal.azure.com with your Infosys email. Now once you've done, you need to click on the switch directory. Now you need to switch to Domino's Pizza. Now once you switch to Domino's Pizza, now you can see Domino's Pizza related stuff. Okay, 1 second, sir. Okay, so now that is the one thing, sir, you need to remember. In case, if you are having multiple clients, if you are supporting multiple clients, this is also very, very important. Sometimes they will directly grant you the permission, means they will provide you their official email, like subbu of Domino's Pizza, subbu of Pizza Express, subbu of Nexus.com. Now, whenever you are connecting to the portal.azure.com, you need to use the Domino's Pizza login and credentials so that you can see the Domino's Pizza services, subscriptions, all that stuff. Sometimes they won't do, they will grant the permission to the tenant, their Active Directory. Now, in that case, you need to come here and you need to switch here. Until you switch here, you can't see the Domino's Pizza servers, okay, Pizza Express servers, or Nexus servers, Triumph servers. Okay, please make a note. There are two things here. They will provide their email address. It's okay, fine. I can directly log into their credentials. I can see the Domino's Pizza, all the stuff. But in case they are granting to the tenant, now you need to go here and you need to switch the directory. Is it clear, everyone? No? Yes? So when you are having multiple projects, if you are working with the multiple projects, I got chance to work with the majority of the time multiple projects only. So that's the reason these are all points are very, very important. Got it? No? Yes? Everyone? So silent. Are you there, online people?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So this is also one of the most important point you need to remember. If you get a chance to work with the multiple clients, then you are going to use the Azure. That time, okay, they can grant the access for the different clients in a different way. Maybe they will create a separate email address for you and grant the permission to the Azure portal, or they will grant the permission to your official email, like Infosys directly. So how they are going to grant the permission is very, very important. So, sir, if you get a chance to work with the multiple clients, better maintain the Excel sheet. Better maintain the Excel sheet. I used to maintain the Excel sheet. Okay. So it's not easy to remember 40 clients' passwords. Okay. 40 clients, each client, they are going to use the different email address and their passwords, their expiration, their Azure access. Okay, AWS access, Google Cloud access. It's very tough to remember. So maintain proper Excel sheet and maintain your client name, uh, your email address, your password, your expiry of the password. Okay, and Azure portal link if they are not using portal.azure.com, and their Azure credentials. Okay, everything you need to make a note down. Otherwise, definitely it's a biggest problem for us. If you're having multiple clients, it's a dedicated client means no issues, sir. You are having only one credential, one everything you can do it. And one more thing, okay? If you specially get a chance to work with Azure, ask them, is there any subscription we are going to provide? So if I wanted to create a lab environment, okay, so I don't want deploy directly on the production. So I'm having one enhancement, but I don't want to do directly on the production server. Is there any lab environment you are providing? Is there any free trial subscription you are providing? So usually when they are going to use the Azure, they will provide the Visual Studio subscriptions. Every month you will get the 15,000 Indian currency, almost $200 every month. If you are not using, that will expire. So luckily, if you get that if you're see, if you're not asking anything, even your mom also won't give anything, sir. Okay, you need to raise your voice. So whenever you get a chance for the new project, and that too they are going to use Azure, ask a simple, hey, is there any free tail? Don't ask free tail, okay? Is there any Visual Studio subscription you are granting where I want to do the lab environment? Okay, readily I will create one lab environment. I can test something. Okay, before I do anything on the production servers or dev servers, I need to do something on the lab servers. Okay, so ask that one. If they are accepting, well and good. So fight with them to get the Visual Studio subscription. Whenever you see under subscription, if you see the Visual Studio, will you grant me the permission to the Visual Studio? I need to deploy the lab environment. Okay, that is the one thing. You need to raise your voice. Okay, so this is about your subscription, resource group, and switch directory, and there is a tenant. Okay, under the tenant, okay, you can create the multiple tenants. I will talk. I told you that I will make a separate session on Azure Entra ID. Okay, so you can create multiple tenant also. Like you can create. See, I can click on manage tenant, and I can create the tenant. So if I wanted to create a tenant, I can create the tenant. So when you go for tenant, there are two type of tenants. One is B2B tenant, one is B2C tenant. Business to business, business to customer. Business to business, business to customer. So business to customer will go for a different tenant. For example, you design one application. Okay, Infosys design one application. Okay, and this application is also used by IBM. Okay, and if IBM wants to access this application, Infosys need to allow them. Okay, and they are not that blind person, right, who can allow their original tenant. So this is their main tenant. Okay, and Infosys will allow IBM people to access this tenant. No, they won't allow, sir. They won't trust. No one will trust anyone, other people. It's not like a traditional human being nature. We won't trust. We should not trust anyone. Now what they will do, Infosys will create a different tenant. Okay, and that tenant, they will grant the permission to the IBM. So IBM can access this application, but IBM can't see Infosys access, Infosys credentials, because Infosys tenant is this one, where entire Infosys people access, policies, rules, everything will be under this tenant only. They won't directly trust the IBM and allow them directly to the Infosys. So what they are doing, they will create a separate tenant, and they will grant the permission to this tenant. See, they will provide the tenant name, tenant organization, under which region, subscription, resources, and they will grant the permission. From this tenant, they will grant the permission so that IBM people can access only this tenant, and people can manage only the IBM tenant policies, rules, credentials, everything. So that is how they are securing the access part. Okay, so Azure Entra ID, an on-prem Active Directory, 99% not, sir. I'm telling 100%, 150%, you never get access. You won't do all this stuff in real world. Okay, but when I used to train the Azure infrastructure, I used to train not only Azure admin also I used to train, sir. So that time, these are all concepts are very important. B2B is very important. Business to customer is very important. Networks, too much thing I used to train. But now SQL is become vast and vast. Now we are not training all this stuff. And time is also not sufficient for me. That's the reason I'm just going high level. Otherwise, I can train deeper and deeper.
One editing that thing the what other my class will
No. Okay, is it clear, everyone? Any questions so far? Subscription, resource group, switch directory, and see, once you log into the portal, wherever you are in, if you want to go to the home page, you can click here. You will directly go to the home page. Okay, and you can click the blade, and you can see your favorites. Okay, all your favorites. So if you wanted to add the favorite, if you wanted to remove the favorite, if you go to the all services, so you can have the star symbol. So if you wanted to add the favorite, so for example, I can go to the databases. So I wanted to add the favorite of MI, managed instance. See, now I can see the MI also. Now, if you wanted to move here and there, you can move here and there. If you wanted to remove, I can remove. If you wanted to add, I can add it. Okay. So, in case anything you wanted to add the favorites, you can add the favorites here also. And this is about the cost management and billing and other services. So these are all the services Microsoft is offering, like containers, computers, analytics, AI and missile level language, general, identity, integration, IoT applications, management and governance, migration related, monitoring related. So there are lots of services where Microsoft is offering. Will I need to learn all these services? No. Whatever the services relevant to us, start learning, sir. Okay. Uh, Please don't create the free trial subscription. Okay, I will let you know when you need to create the free trial subscription. Again, I'm telling, don't create free trial subscription. I will let you know when you need to create the free trial subscription. And you can work like a team, sir. Okay, 2 to 3 people work as a team when you are creating the free trial subscriptions. Okay, for example, Anil, okay, Basha, Brion is one team. Imagine. So Anil is creating the free trial subscription. Anil grant the permission to the Basha and Brion. Okay. And they will use for 1 month. After 1 month, Basha will create the free trial subscription and grant the permission to Anil and Brian. Next month, Brian will create the free trial subscription, grant the permission to Basha and Anil. So that you can practice for 3 months. 3 months. Okay. Majority of the people will work. You no need to you no need to share your email address. You no need to share your passwords to any one of you. Hey Subbu, that is my email address, which contains my personal details. How I can share my credentials to them? No, you no need to share any credentials, sir. I will let you know what you need to do, and I will let you know when you need to create the free trial subscription. Until I say, don't create the free trial subscription. Getting my point, everyone? Just watch the sessions and watch the live sessions, watch the recordings. Don't practice as of now, and don't create the free trial subscription. I will let you know when you need to create. Okay? Just other people will create, sir. Some curiosity people they will create. I'm not worrying about them. Okay? But the people who trust Subbu, just stay back. Don't create the free trial subscription. I will let you know when you need to create the free trial subscription. Okay. Now, so once you logged in the portal in the real world, same how it looks like, sir. There is nothing different. How it looks like here in the real world also, it looks like same only. Nothing difference you will notice. Now, first our main focus will be the IaaS services. Okay. First our main focus will be the IaaS services, infrastructure as a service. I told you, right? There are 3 major services which will falls under IaaS. One is virtual machines, one is network, one is storage. Okay, these are all the 3 services which are mainly sitting on top of infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. Okay, so what are the 3 major services which will falls under IaaS, sir? Infrastructure as a service, VMs, network, storage. VMs, network, storage. Wait for 1 second. Go. Your mom is calling. Go. Hey, my kid started walking. So these are the major 3 services. Next, I mean, say like almost 10 days, we'll sit on these services only. Okay. majority of the time we'll delete, create, delete, create, delete, create. We'll do mainly on this stuff. The VMs and the networks and storage. We'll focus on this only to complete the always on availability group, to complete the clusters. And much more stuff we'll talk on these services only. On top of these services only, we are talking much more advanced level concepts. So as of now, don't create the free trial subscription, hold. Meanwhile, you can make like a team, one or two people. Okay, you can practice individually. You can practice. Now, once you log into the portal, see, you can ask in case you are having not a credit cards. Okay, you can borrow any one of your friends. Microsoft will charge only ₹2. He never charge anything. For example, you decide to create the free trial subscription. Okay, you decide to create the free trial subscription, and one thing, make a note down here. For example, next within 10 days you are having one function and you will be out for that function for 10 days. Don't create the free trial subscription, sir. Okay, once you back from the occasion, only create the free trial subscription, because these recordings will be available for lifelong. You can come and practice. Simply don't waste your free trial subscriptions. This is my request. If you think that next 1 month I won't go anywhere, I will sit on my practice only, then only start creating the free trial subscription. Okay, then only start the creating free trial subscription. Now, back to our session. Now we discuss about the portal. Okay, much more stuff is good. Now back to our infrastructure. Now this is our infrastructure series. Okay, as part of infrastructure series, so we are going to deploy for WFC, Windows Failover Cluster. For Windows Failover Cluster, we are going to deploy the VMs. Okay, now the people who newly joined, you can watch our series, on-prem series. You will get to know how to deploy everything from the scratch. Okay, from the scratch. I'm not again repeating all the stuff to save our time. Okay, now the people, we are going ahead and we are discussing on top of cloud. So first thing, what we are going to discuss as part of this Azure infrastructure series means, I think, okay, let it be. Any questions, anyone?
So tenant is like a user,
Sorry,
which you mentioned tenant in.
tenant is not a user. Tenant is a Active Directory ID. Under the tenant, you are going to create the subscription. Under the subscription, you are going to create the resource group. Under the resource group, you are going to place the resources.
Can we can't say like a user
No,
who will.
tenant is not a user. Tenant is a account. The default directory ID, sir. See, tenant, under the tenant, you can maintain multiple subscription. Okay, under the subscription, you can maintain multiple resource groups. Okay, so tenant is our primary. Under that, subscription. Under that, resource group. If you want to add, you can add the management group also. Tenant is not a user, please. Okay, your default directory is having one ID. Your subscription is also having ID, not resource group, sir. Okay,
You said you give an example like Nike can create multiple tenant or multiple users,
multiple active directory, right? You can
multiple
create
active
multiple
directories.
active directory, right?
Okay, multiple active directories.
Yeah, you can create. No, you can't create multiple active directories. If you are
But
having multiple domains, like I'm having any domain, SA domain, AP domain, EA domain, XTO, XPO, upstream, downstream. These many domains I have means these many active directories, right? Yes or no?
But yeah, we can create multiple domains. But suppose for I am a user in Nike, why I want multiple domain to work?
That's what I told you, right? So I see NA domain. Okay. When I go
Mhm.
for NA, North America, nothing but Houston. Okay. SA domain, Dallas, EA domain, Europe Asia,
Mhm.
Europe Asia, AP domain, Asia Pacific. Okay. XTO, XPO. Okay. These are external domain for us, basically. I don't know where they are placing, but upstream, downstream, nothing but UAE, Gulf countries. Whenever we see the domain name, we can easily recognize under which data center they are hosting. Easily we can recognize, okay, these are all belong to Gulf countries. Oh, these are all belong to Europe. Oh, these are all belong to Asia Pacific. Means under Asia Pacific, they has to maintain multiple locations. So even in Bangalore also we are having data center.
You mean to say that the here we call domain as a region particular?
No, see how you are treating. See, there is a movie. How you will understand, how someone will understand, how other people understand. We don't know, right? Yes or no? How you are calling is a different way. But in a simplest way, to I'm saying that okay. Whenever I see when my point of view, when I see the domain, I can easily recognize. Okay, this is part of Houston server, and that is our primary data center. Oh, yes, say. Oh, this is our DR site in Dallas. Oh, whenever I see Europe Asia, okay, because especially Europe people, they won't keep their data outside their region, so they want within the region only. So I'm creating Europe Active Directory, and they're going to maintain all the policies, everything under Europe only. Domain is nothing but directory, sir. One directory where you are going to keep the server details, logins, passwords, policies, everything. What do you mean by Active Directory? Active Directory is nothing but human brain. I need
Yeah.
to distribute my everything. If brain goes down, you will go for comma only. Correct? Your body is good. Your eyes are good.
Mhm.
Your nose is good. Your tongue is good. Your ears are good. Your hands, legs, everything is good. If your brain goes down, you will go for coma. Nothing. You can't do anything. Like if Active Directory goes down, nothing. You can't do anything. All is good only. One day, my entire Houston network is down. One day, my Houston network is down, and we are getting too many alerts, and we don't know what happened. Then when we go to the Windows team, they told that entire Houston is down. Oh my God! And now Dallas is not coming online because this is a DR site. No, we can't take immediate action, right? If you take immediate action, there may be data loss. There may be data loss, right? If you take the immediate instant action, oh, I will do the force failover. Then what about the data which is available in the Houston, which is not yet delivered to the Dallas? Definitely, potentially, you will see the data loss only. See, don't confuse your brain lot. Tenant is not a user. Tenant is a account, Active Directory account ID. Who told users? It's not a user. I never say that user. It's a user. Tenant ID is not a user. This account ID that technically we are calling is a tenant ID. You can manage multiple tenant, right? For example, take your mobile. Okay, take your mobile. Will you provide the password to someone unknown person?
No.
Why?
Uh, Safety, security, personal
Same
things.
thing. This is my Infosys property. Will I provide my Infosys property to the IBM? No. Now what I will do? I need to see if I'm not selling the product, how I can the amount. I need to sell the product so that I can get the profit. So I need to sell the product. One more thing, I need to secure my credentials. So how I can secure? I can create one more tenant because he's the customer for me. He's a business customer for me. That is the reason I'm creating the B2C, business to customer. Okay, then I can grant the permission under that tenant. To whom? To the IBM people. Infosys people is accessing with my default tenant ID only, but IBM people is accessing via IBM tenant ID. See, there are N. Beyond SQL, there are N, not a SQL. SQL, don't think SQL is a world. If I learn the SQL, it's awesome. No, sir. That is what majority of the people are doing wrong. But I never look on SQL. This is out of the box, my knowledge. So that's the reason, one of the major reason why easily I can crack the interviews. Why, Subbu, you can crack the easily interviews means I know the out of the box syllabus. I'm not within the SQL. SQL is one part for me. Out of the box, I know majority of the stuff. So I never grant the permission via main tenant ID. I can create the users, I can create the groups, I can create the policies. Will I do same thing for IBM people to access my default tenant ID? No. Security concern, security problems. So then what I can do is customer for me. If I lost the customer, I lost the business. I want that customer. Meanwhile, I need to secure my thing. Then what you will do, sir? I will create one more tenant ID and I will grant the permission under that tenant so that he can access. I can have some business with that customer. Microsoft is too smarter. So tenant is not a user. Okay?
Got it, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
When you get a chance, give some idea on how to create dashboard. Not now, when you get a chance.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes. 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 That's what I can say as of now currently. How
Yeah,
much time
thank
you
you.
are offering is very, very important for me. See, I don't want to confuse you a lot, but that is how you need to think in the real world, sir. Beyond only always. Always think little beyond. But SQL is our primary. I'm not saying that first focus on the SQL. Everyone I'm saying. Okay. I got a chance to work with the multiple things. Maybe you may also, may not also. I got a chance to work with AWS. I got a chance to work with the GCP. I got a chance with Azure DevOps and DevOps kind of stuff, Azure infrastructure stuff. Majority of the stuff may or may not. If you get a chance, take that opportunity. If you don't know, also take that opportunity. Okay, trust me, you will learn a lot. No, sir. As part of infrastructure session, now what you need to do? I wanted to deploy WFC, Windows Failover Cluster. So this I am dividing into 4 categories. Okay, 4. So please concentrate. So 1, okay, 5. I think not 4, 5. 5 categories. 1, traditional on-prem. Okay, I will deploy 3 VMs here also DC. Okay, for example, node 1, node 2. Okay, on-prem, I will deploy the domain controller server and I will deploy node 1, node 2. On top of this node 1, node 2, I can configure always an availability group. I can configure clusters. Windows for cluster, I will configure always an availability group also in on-prem. Okay, both I will show you here. Clusters and AAG, always an availability group. Now, coming to cloud. This is very, very important. Okay, now first, so we will build Windows Server 2016. Okay, first demo will falls under Windows Server 2016. Up to Windows Server 2016, it's same, sir. Over the cloud, not in on-prem. See, on-prem, there is nothing different. Everything will work as expected only. There is nothing challenges. On-prem, you won't face any challenges in on-prem, only in the cloud. So first thing we'll see Windows Server 2016. On top of Windows Server 2016, we will build the clusters. Only clusters. Okay, only clusters. And we'll practice everything clusters on Windows Server 2016. Okay, now next demo we'll go for Windows Server 2019 or greater than Windows Server 2019 means greater than 2016 means 2019, 2022, 2025. Any server, take it any server. 2019, 2022, 2025. Now latest is 2025. Now on top of this, okay, on top of this, we will build a cluster and we will build the AAG, always on availability group. Okay, we will build the always on top of the cluster. We'll build the cluster. Again, we'll discuss always on availability group. Our main focus will be this. What is the difference you will especially notice when you are working on Windows Server 2016, when you are working greater than Windows Server 2016. Now, this difference we'll discuss. Okay, this difference we'll discuss with help of cluster. Okay, now, especially now we'll talk about the AAG, always on availability group. While I'm discussing this one, I will talk one more thing, that is nothing but single subnet AAG. Okay, single subnet always on availability group. While I'm deploying always on availability group on top of 2019 or 2022 or 2025, I will deploy AAG in single subnet. In single subnet always on availability group. Okay. Now, what is the challenge you will see with the single subnet group only in cloud, not in on-prem? On-prem, there is nothing challenge, sir. Forget about on-prem. Focus only on the cloud. Our main primary focus will be cloud. But I will show you how to deploy clusters in on-prem, how to deploy always on in on-prem. That's demo. It's good for us. Now, our main primary focus will be the cloud only. Okay, first we'll talk about single subnet always on availability group and what is the challenge with the single subnet always on availability group and how to overcome this challenge. So to overcome this challenge, so majority of the people are asking ALB, Azure Load Balancer. We'll talk about Azure Load Balancer in terms of single subnet always on availability group. To overcome this, to overcome this challenge, so Microsoft came up with the concept called ALB, Azure Load Balancer. We'll talk about Azure Load Balancer in this demo only. So this is our crucial demo, one of our crucial demo. Much more stuff here only we are discussing. Okay, next. Okay, next I will talk about multi-subnet, AAG. Okay, multi-subnet AAG. So when you go for I don't want load balancer, Subbu. Subbu, why we need load balancer? We are not having load balancer concept in on-prem, right? Why we need load balancer in only in cloud, not in on-prem? Okay. For that, we'll talk the discussion. Then I don't want load balancer. Is there any other alternative, Subbu? Means Microsoft came up with the concept called multi-subnet AAG, always on availability group. So I will go for the multi-subnet always on availability group. Again, under multi-subnet always on availability group, okay, using multi-subnet always on availability group, I can avoid the load balancer. I can avoid the load balancer. We can avoid the load balancer. We no need any load balancer. Okay. Once we discuss that one, okay, then next thing, there is a concept called listener, sir, especially in always on availability group. The main problem is sitting with that listener only. Okay, the main problem is sitting with that listener. Now we will talk about two types of listeners. Traditional listener is VNL listener. Okay, traditional listener is VNL listener. Now, one more listener is DNL listener. Okay, and multiple listeners. Okay, so VNN listener is a traditional listener. In on-prem also there is a concept called traditional listener, but in cloud you can work with the DNN listener. Okay, what do you mean by DNN listener? Distributed network name listener and virtual network name listener. Okay, so how VNN listener is working, how DNN listener is working, how to create the DNN listener, and what is happening in the background. See, if you simply create it but you don't know what is happening in the background. So we'll talk about what is happening in the background. Mainly our focus is background, sir, not front end. Front end is easy, but back end, what is happening, only our main focus, main agenda to discuss. That is what we are going to discuss. Along with you are having some curiosity, right? I create multiple listeners? So yes, I can create multiple listeners. So how you will create the multiple listeners? So that is also we are going to discuss. Okay, so VNN listener, DNN listener, and multiple listeners. Under this, we'll talk about. And in the multi-subnet, you may face the timeout issues. Timeout. So this is also our main primary focus. How I can avoid timeout issues, especially when I'm working with the multi-subnet always on availability group. That is also we are going to cover. Now, next, after this, we are going to discuss about the DR. We are going to discuss about the DR setup. Under multi-subnet, we will add the DR site, disaster recovery site. So I will build the DR site and I will add the DR site to the existing always on availability group. How the DR will work. That is also we are going to discuss. Not in on-prem, mainly we'll focus on the cloud. Okay. How DR site is working. So once we complete DR and multi-subnet, single subnet, load balancer, VNN, DNN, yes.
Subbu, on on-premises, like we will create multi-subnet.
See, there is nothing called on-prem, multi-subnet, all the stuff, sir. Don't get confused your brain. Like let on-prem, on-prem. Okay. So don't confuse your brain a lot. Here itself you are confusing a lot. Anyhow, we'll discuss on-prem lively. There is nothing issue with the on-prem. The problem here is only the cloud. Okay. Now we'll talk about DR. So once we complete this one, our next focus will be the DAG, distributed always on availability group. DAG. Okay, distributed always on availability group. So how to configure DAG, how DAG is working, failover, failback, challenges, something we want to know more about DAG. So usually everyone is thinking this is all. Where is my mouse? Here. Usually everyone is thinking these are all tough. No, DAG is a little tough. DAG is only our main focus. Everyone should focus on the DAG, distributed always on availability group. Very, very important service, which is offered by Microsoft from SQL Server 2016, which is placing a crucial role in the upcoming years. In the upcoming years, DAG will place a crucial role in terms of migrations, in terms of reducing the downtimes. DAG will play one of the crucial role. Okay, DAG will talk. Cloud DAG will talk. Now, being you are providing more time to me, so what I will do, I will configure DAG between on-prem to cloud. Okay, DAG itself is a little complicated. Now we are doing little head. Okay, so we are going to make a bridge between cloud to on-prem. So on-prem is this VMs on your laptop, which is sitting on your laptop. Cloud is our Azure. Now we will make a bridge between on-prem to cloud. Then we'll configure DAG between on-prem to cloud. Got it? Everyone? No? Yes?
Yes, Subbu.
Okay. So DAG we are going to discuss, and DAG traditional DAG we are going to discuss on top of cloud only. So first understand how DAG working, how functionality is working, what are the complications, what are the challenges. Let's understand first. Then we'll talk about how to make a bridge between cloud to on-prem, then how to configure DAG between on-prem to cloud. Okay? Not okay. Everyone. Now tell me, sir, how many sessions will it take as per this? Now tell me. Always on itself, how many days we need to spend? Now, On top of this, again, what we are going, so forget about troubleshooting. There is again troubleshooting, right? We need to discuss about cluster troubleshooting, cluster features, always on troubleshooting, always on features, much more stuff. Again, on top of this only, we are going to discuss patches, patching. Okay, patching. We are going to discuss entire complete about the patching in the here only, and we are discussing encryptions. Encryption. Okay, encryption, security, encryption like TDE, always encrypted, data masking, and column level encryption. Column level encryption. So these are all we are going to configure on top of AAG, always an availability group only. So we are going to discuss on top of always an availability group only. Is it my voice is clear? Everyone, no? Yes.
Yes, Subbu.
Okay. So we
Yes.
are going to discuss TDE, always encryption, and data masking, column level encryption, the challenges, data movements, everything will sit on the always on availability group only. Along with this, we are going to discuss whole allogram. Come on, it is Hola scripts and traditional maintenance plans. This is one of the powerful session which everyone must and should know. Hola scripts, how Hola scripts is working. Okay, especially backups. Okay, we'll take the local backups and we'll take the cloud backups. Both I will show you. Okay, so on top of always an availability group, how you are going to deploy Hola. See, if you know the underlying concept, everything everywhere is the same. Don't ask again, can you go and deploy on the traditional database? Okay, so these are all the concepts. So traditional backups, cloud backups. Also, we are going to discuss on top of always an availability group, along with the troubleshooting. This is one of the primary troubleshooting. Okay. Anything I'm missing? Additional stuff means the futures I will talk separately, sir. Okay. The contained database, always an availability group, which is introduced from 2022, I think so. Okay. So that I will talk separately. The enhancement done on always an availability group, I will talk that thing as a separately. Now, on top of always an availability group, we are going to configure replication. Okay. On top of always an availability group, we are going to configure replication. That is also one concept, replication. So rest you can practice. I'm not saying that, okay, Subbu, can I practice on top of AZ? Can I configure log shipping, all the stuff? I am not, you can do whatever. This is your system. You can play, you can corrupt whatever. This is cloud, nothing to worry. If something happen, you can remove this. Don't do anything experimental on your local laptop. Do experimental on top of cloud. Okay. So almost next week ending. So let's see, sir, how much stuff we can cover. We will cover. But my point of view, I need to cover all this stuff. Under my point of us, we need to cover this much of stuff. But all are very, very important. Massive stuff only. Okay. Please be available. That's what I can say. Nothing much. Okay. So half of the concept we are spending on always on availability group only, in terms of encryptions, in terms of orphan users. Okay. Orphan users. That concept also we are talking on always on availability group. And maintenance plans we are discussing, orphan users we are discussing, patching we are discussing, encryptions we are discussing, and enhancement on top of cloud. What is the challenges on top of cloud we are discussing. So much more stuff, sir. So please, the people who are some kind of different mindset, okay, why can't you training on the on-prem? Okay, on-prems are a little slower in our systems. So cloud is a little faster. So if you want more content from me, okay, listen whatever I'm saying, sir. That's what I can say. Okay. Can you show that one? Can you show this one? Means I can show it. It's a double work for me, but definitely I will reduce the time on the performance tuning. I'm promising you. Okay. How smartly you will think, that much smarter will go for the performance tuning. So if we complete by next week, by Saturday or Sunday, all these concepts without any delay, evening, morning. Okay. Now I'm having almost 3 weeks of time to spend on the migrations. 1 week. 1 week I will need to spend completely on the migrations. 2 weeks I need to spend the performance tuning. And parallelly in the middle, I will take Azure SQL database. There is a concept called Azure SQL database. So please, until February 20, don't plan anything. Provide me more time. I will deliver lot of content. Okay. There is nothing in my head. Only I need to deliver and I need to place with you. That is a primary goal for me. Until March, I will sit on with you only. So, but 20th, officially I'm telling, February 20th, I will complete your batch at any cost. There is no delays, nothing. I won't stop the sessions. Getting my point? After 20, again, I will call you every day for the query stores, partitions, CDC, in-memory OLTP, adaptive query joining, intelligent query processing. Okay. So those sessions I will cover until March. Okay. That time I will make all as a public only. Okay. Public. All are public sessions. This is my plan of agenda. You have any questions, sir? I just kept on you only. Anything, if you think that I am missing here, anything. So performance tuning, I need to spend 2 weeks. Okay. So think that now we are in 20 today. Okay. At any cost by 31st, I need to complete our this much agenda. Okay. Many times I need to create the infrastructure. So please stick with if you're practicing, you are not practicing, I'm not worrying. But understand the concept, please. That is very, very important. See, if you're not remembering anything on your mind, if you're simply going for dummy practice, that doesn't help at all. In my point of view, I'm straight away saying to everyone, see, on the fly, I will come and I will take the session. Like same, on the fly, you need to open the laptop and do the practice by watching, passing the video, countering. No, understand, keep everything on your mind. Okay, this is the step, this is the step, this is the step. I need to do it. And now you need to do it accordingly. Got it, everyone? No?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Yes. Okay. So, 1 second, sir. One second. Hold on. Any questions, anyone? 7:32, 8:50. Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah. Any problem, any concerns, you can raise your voice. Okay. This is open talk to everyone. So our done. Okay. I'm not showing anything now. Next session, precisely, I will show you how to create the VMs, all the stuff, so that you will concentrate on the stuff. Okay. You already clumsed many of the stuff. Okay. Let it be fresh session. I will deploy. Okay. Because in the evening, I can take the session for you, right? It's good for me. Now tell me, is there anything you wanted to convey to me? And if something I'm missing, anything you wanted to add? Anyone? Open top question, sir. This is. If you want, I can stop the recording.